Hey guys, it's Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have some project shares for AdornIt. I am on their design team for the Dianna Marcum stamp products, specifically the Recipe Stamp Club. So I have the stamps from the October release and I wanted to show you the projects that I made. So let me show you the stamps and then I will show you what I made. I made a page for my recipe album that I will add to my book, so that will be at the end. Okay, so the first stamp is the main stamp for the Recipe Stamp Club, and this one is turkey noodle soup. So it has a recipe, but this recipe is to make like a layered mason jar full of ingredients, and that way you can gift it or save it in your pantry for when you're ready to make soup. And then it comes with this tag that you can add to the jar that tells you how to mix that with water and vegetables to make it into soup. I thought that was a really great idea for a gift. So I'm definitely going to do this. I'll show you once I do. I just haven't had a chance yet. And then it comes with some extra stamps too. It comes with this one that has oak leaves and acorns. This one has a little cluster of acorns. They all have shading lines on them, which is so nice. It makes it easier to color. And this one that says give thanks that I think I used all of, well, these three in my projects. I love the top of the mason jar. It's like a quilted top, so you can have fun coloring that. And then this is the add-on set for the October release. And this one comes with this beautiful basket stamp that has pumpkin, a pumpkin, apples, sunflowers, and berries. Also so fun to color. I did use this one. It was just beautiful. I couldn't resist. And then here's a little banner that says gather together, and it has some foliage and stuff on it. I used that as well. Here's a beautiful pumpkin stamp that has a sunflower at the bottom, leaves and pumpkin and vines on the pumpkin, and then two little birds singing. I don't know if you could see that, but it has little music notes. I didn't use that one yet. It has a sentiment that says, I will sing God's name in song and glorify him with thanksgiving. And then it gives the psalm number for it. So that would be beautiful to use with this, with the birds singing. It comes with a stamp that says eat pie, which is super cute. And it's got whipped cream on it. You can make it probably into pumpkin pie, but I guess whatever kind you want. And then this extra acorn too that has like a checkerboard pattern on it and dots on the cap. So it's really cute and whimsical. So those are the two stamp sets that are in that month's release. So let me show you the card that I made first. And this is it. I thought it came out so cute. I did use that basket stamp I just showed you in the add-on set. And I colored it with alcohol markers, just assorted ones that I had in my stash. And I used some 80-pound white paper and stamped it on that. And I did use some Lawn Fawn clear glaze on the berries just to make them a little shiny, give a little dimension. I used a white gel pen on the edge of the pumpkin and on some of the apples, and then added clear glaze to that too. I really like how the shading came out on the basket that I did. I think I'm getting a little bit better at that. The sunflowers, I did some shading as well. I love how that looks. And the green, I used my favorite. Let me get that one out. My favorite pen for green, it's called Jade Green, number 171 from King Art. That's just such a great green. And then I used a die. I think I'd gotten this die set from Temu. It's a nesting set of circles, and I just love how it has the cross hatching there. If I could find it, I'll link it down below in case you're interested. And it cuts out all these notches as well. And then I used some vintage photo distress oxide just to color up the edges a little bit. And then for the papers, I used mostly some Maha design papers. I used some from this collection pack that's called Autumn Poem. And I got this at Frantic Stamper, I'm sure. It's got a really pretty, let's see, where's the sunflower one? Well, there's a sunflower. No, actually the sunflower one's in a different one, but I did use this paper from there. The sunflower one comes from this paper pack, which is called Everyday Life, also from Frantic Stamper. And yeah, so I love the sunflower paper and I thought it went perfectly with that stamp set. And yeah, so I used those two papers. The card base is some green AC cardstock that I had in my stash. So I just made that the correct size. This card is about 4.5 inches square. So, you know, you can make cards any size you want. So that's what I did. I did add a little bit of gray alcohol marker. I think I either used the warm gray or the cool gray, probably cool gray. That's what I usually use. And it's that color. This is one from Hobby Lobby, Master's Touch. Their pens are okay. They're not my favorite, but I do like this color because it's the perfect color to add a little bit of shading for a shadow. So on the inside, I used the stamp Give Thanks, and that's from the add-on set, right? No, that is from the main set, Give Thanks. So I did some heat embossing with that, if you could see. I used some cranberry embossing powder from Ranger to stamp it. And after I heat embossed it, I colored in the inside with some gray alcohol marker. And this paper, which came from, it's from one of these, Everyday Life. Yeah, I think it's this one from Everyday Life. It actually had this sentiment on it, so I just kind of, fussy cut the insert to showcase that, and that says happiness blooms where seeds of love and joy are planted. So I thought that was appropriate for a Thanksgiving card. So that's my first project. I think it came out so cute, perfect little Thanksgiving card. And then let me show you the recipe card that I made. So this is it, and I always make them 6 inches by 8 inches. I used Maha Design papers again. I used a couple of big ones, like for the 6 by 8, this wasn't big enough. So I used this paper, which is from Christmas season, Hang Up the Stockings. I also got this from Frantic Stamper. This is from 2018. Not sure if they're still available. I got these at least last year, maybe the year before, but Fran usually has a good supply of Maha designs. So I love these papers. And then I use this one as well, which is a really distressed, like burgundy wallpaper looking one. And this one is Holiday in the Alps, Love to Ski. I love this paper because it's great for Valentine's Day too. So anyway, I did use that burgundy paper for the background, and then I fussy cut this part here to make it look like it's on a table. I used a scallop die to cut the edge. So for the turkey noodle soup, I stamped that dot or that stamp onto some 80-pound white paper like I always use, and then fussy cut out the jar, just kind of cut a loop around turkey noodle soup. And I did use Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo, once again, like I always do, to age the edges. And I colored everything with alcohol markers, just, varying colors in my stash. For the leaves, I added some Nuvo Drops or Nuvo Aqua Shimmer just to glitter it up a little bit. Here's that stamp from the add-on set, the Gather Together, and I just stamped that directly onto the part that I paper pieced on top. This die set, this oval, is from Surprise Creations. I don't think it's available anymore, but if it is, I'll link it down below. I know the rectangle one is not available. I don't remember if the oval one is, but it's a great stamp set that adds some nice interest with die set, which adds some nice stitching interest on the sides. And then I added a plain brown oval behind it just to mat it, and glued it all on top of that blue and red and white striped paper. And I thought it needed a little something else, not two-dimensional because it is going into my recipe book, but I had this tan tiny pom-pom trim. So I just glued that onto the edges, and it keeps it pretty flat, since it's small pom-poms, it doesn't really puff up too much. And I really like how that looks. It makes it look like a picture frame. And then I added this twine that I'd gotten from Marshall's or somewhere that is like tan and burgundy. I just glued that on top just to add just a little trim to it. So I love how it looks kind of vintage, but also fun with Diana's stamp, and it just kind of adds a little bit of whimsy to it, I think. So hopefully it goes together. I think it looks pretty nice. So I also made a tag to go like with the mason jar. Where'd that go? With the mason jar that I'm planning to make full of the turkey noodle soup ingredients. And this is it. I just stamped out that stamp, this one right here, the turkey noodle soup, and colored it and then fussy cut it. And it was very easy to color. Actually, yeah, I used alcohol markers, used the aqua shimmer again on the acorns, and yeah. So I punched a tiny hole in there that I'll tie some thread through and wrap it around the top of the mason jar. And I will definitely show that. I was planning to do it this week and I just didn't get to it. So, but I will show that when I make it. Let's get the recipe book out. We'll add this page to it. This is the second volume. If you've been watching, you've seen this before. This is April of this year. This one is May. This one is June, no peak beef. July is tea party cakes. August is mushroom soup. September is pumpkin pecan coffee cake. And then here is October. I keep thinking it's November because it's turkey noodle soup, but it's good to have it a month ahead of time so, you'll know what you can make with your turkey leftovers. And it is November now, so, I will try this out. I actually have turkey broth saved from last year that my husband made from the turkey carcass. It's frozen, of course, so I can easily make this. Oops, sorry. So there it is in my recipe book. This is a simple stories snap book that's very easy to add pages to, different size inserts, and it's been working out really well. So I hope you like my projects for today. I will link the Dianna Marcum stamps down below. They are available on the AdornIt website. So thanks so much for watching. I'll be back soon with more crafty videos. Until then, I hope you have a great day. Bye, everyone.